Bonjour, bonsoir, buenos dias, buenas noches. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. So today we're going to be finishing up the Basketball Wives, whole thing that we were doing, the series. This is the reunion, and it's only one part. At first, I'm like, how many parts they going to do? Because, sometimes they be dragging it, but not this time. It's only one, so I guess they didn't really have too much to talk about. They just didn't feel like doing a lot. So I know the next show that's coming on Mondays is going to be... it's going to be I want to say the name. It's going to be Black and Crew. Why couldn't I say that? Black and Crew, they're back, so I might go ahead and do that one. I know it's not going to be the same without Caesar, but hey, it looks like Puma's taking over the throne, so we'll see how that goes. And I think they're also going to be doing Chicago as well, or Compton, one of the two, or maybe both. I don't know. I guess they just trying to get as much in as possible, or maybe they're going to be collabing it. Who knows? Anyways, let's get back to this show, y'all. Definitely make sure if you're not part of the family as yet that you go ahead, hit subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and check out my website, which is empresslooks.com, which has posh hair accessory clips, which I had handmade myself. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video. So Tamar was the person that was hosting this reunion. And I love her because she be like getting in there. I remember she tried to do the baddies reunion. I was like, why they put this lady into this? Like, was it baddies? I think it was baddies. I feel like it was either baddies or Jocelyn's Cabernet, but I feel like it was baddies. But no, that was not for her. It was too ghetto. But anyway, so with this, she was hosting, so that's what's up. She has the voice for it. Is it me, or did Angel look like she took one out of Jennifer's page? Because she had on some super light context, and I feel like it just didn't go well with her in general. I don't remember your eyes looking like that. Like, something was different, and I'm pretty sure it was her eyes. I'm like, girl, stick to your regular. You're gorgeous without that. But yeah. So, come to find out, Jennifer is no longer with Jelani, who we thought she was going to get married and have a baby for. So, I feel like it could have been part of the baby thing. Maybe that was a thing for her. Who knows? She said that they just didn't have certain things that were aligned. I mean, and that's the thing. People hold on to things sometimes for too long, not realizing that it's not meant to be or whatever. So at least she was able to not drag it for too long, and she had a love interest on the show, and somebody said have her own scenes with, and now next season she can have another guy to show off. So hey, it was actually British who spilled the tea. Damn, did I say I want to tell all my business right now? Damn. She was just giving it all. Duffy was via webcam, video cam, whatever, because she said she wasn't feeling too well. So they spoke a little bit about Malaysia and how she left the show and she didn't want to come on. She wanted nothing to do with the reunion. So Jennifer, I feel like she was the one who really threw her over the edge with her, your house is going under type of statement that she had. I feel like she doesn't really like humiliation or embarrassment. Plus, at the end of the day, it could have been something she was trying to perhaps keep from her ex, or keep from her kids, and now it's public information. So it's kind of messed up. I mean, maybe that could have been part of the reason or whatever. So Brandy, she was like, she wouldn't have let, no, was it Brandy? No, actually it was Brooke who said she wouldn't have let money or anybody run her off of something that's making her money, which, I mean, I totally agree, because if you're in a bad situation, which they said before, if you're in a bad situation, why would you leave it just because, you feel uncomfortable? But I also get the flip side of the coin, where it's like, not everybody wants to, not all money is good money. And just because it's making you money, it doesn't mean it's making you happy. Sometimes happiness is priority over money, you know? And sometimes you need money to make you happy, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be living on the street. So, I mean, I feel like they both go hand in hand to a certain extent. So it just depends on which philosophy or mentality you want to take at that moment. But Angel, she was like that they really didn't create a safe space for her. I feel like Jennifer, she still was like, oh, well, like, I don't care. I'm not taking it back. But Angel was like, you know, she's felt that same way that Malaysia felt. Luckily for Angel, she didn't leave, but there were scenes where she was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Like, she took her time off and was like, I'm not filming, you know, I'm not going there. I'm pregnant and I'm not going to risk getting high blood pressure or anything else because you guys want to throw an ex of my man out there or throw an arch enemy or whatever. Like, no, we're not doing that. So I'm staying home, which, you know, that was her way of keeping her peace and staying in her safe space. Like, she didn't leave the show. So at least that was something. I'm pretty sure they may talk to Malaysia, but I feel like Malaysia is one of those people that they want to prove that when they say something, they mean it. So I feel like she may not come back unless they give her a really, really, really good offer that can't be beat. You know what I'm saying? Or she's just in such a tight position that she's like, you know what? F my morals, F everything else. I'm doing this. Brandy had mentioned that her son has heart issues, so they are going to be moving to California, not necessarily for what she wanted, which was mainly for her career and her book, her recipe cookbook, but it's because he's going to need treatments and things like that. And it's actually pretty dire that he has this surgery. And Duffy was feeling some type of way because she's like, she just heard about this right now. Like, you know, and that was supposed to be one of her closest friends for 19 years. So that definitely sucks for her. As we all know, Brooke's daughter also passed away recently, which we spoke about in a previous episode. So, and another good thing that I forgot to mention about the last scene with Malaysia was that at least despite a lot of the women saying I feel like they was kind of like British and Jennifer, they kind of didn't care and kind of was just like, oh, well, like she just wants people to like her and this and that. I feel like at least the people that came through for her was like Duffy and Angel, especially Duffy was like, you know, stop the cap. Like she felt like she didn't want all her business or certain things out there or whatever, you know? So I felt like that was good. Like that's the kind of friends that you need. People that are not just going to defend you when they talking to you, but defend you behind your back when you're not there to defend yourself as well. You know, regardless of who that other person is that you're talking to, which is great. They did talk about the Ponderosa and how the ladies were paying homage to some sorts to Jackie. Duffy, like I said, she was super hurt about the whole thing, but at that point, Brandy, she kind of seemed like she didn't care. Like, I don't owe anything to you. Like, you're not the first person I need to tell when something happens. So it was kind of messed up. Like, I don't know. I feel like Brandy can definitely be very insensitive at times. And I don't know if she truly realizes it because when she speaks about what she does, she always makes it seem like the other person is the problem. But she also has issues as well where she can cut really, really deep. Brooke did go ahead and say that she was continuing on with her divorce. Well, she kept it going. Although Steven does provide her with support, you know, she just doesn't want to be bound to him. But she's like, sometimes we may do it. Sometimes, you know, he's there for me. He comforts me, especially now that my daughter has passed away. So they're there for each other. She just doesn't want to be connected to him in that aspect to like, oh, yes, this is my husband. Because she probably, at this point, is just like, whatever, you know, she's just experienced so much loss that it's like she just needs to be probably by herself to a certain extent, because she said she's not even thinking about like dating or anything at the moment. It's just like, I feel like it's something to take control over her life because so many things are just all over the place right now. And Brandy did say that she was very happy for her because she sees that she's taking control of her life. Although she was shocked by the news as well because she didn't really tell anybody. I mean, sometimes you got to keep things to yourself while you're processing things. And plus, it's a show. Like, you don't want somebody like freaking British putting all your business out there before you even get a chance to announce your news, you know? And plus, she wanted to do it a certain way with the theatrics of the box and putting the ring and showing the FU ring on her fingernail. So, yeah. So when Jackie's scene came up, Brooke ended up calling her out after she was saying how she was so hurt by Jennifer with the whole real estate and she's trying to uplift people and it's a sisterhood. And she's like, no, like, I feel like you're so fake right now because she's like, when my daughter passed away, you didn't even send me one rose. You didn't call me. You didn't do anything, you know? She's like, all these ladies came, they said something, they called or whatever. Even production came, you know, like, but you didn't do anything. And, you know, to hear that, that's shocking. That's terrible. And I don't feel like Jackie fully took ownership of it. And I feel like she tried to kind of brush it off. And then she started getting mad because she was being called out. And it was starting to get real ugly. And I'm just like, Jackie, she doesn't even, now she was being, she's like a Brandy, you know what I'm saying? Because she really, like, when people are hurting her, she'll say things that are like crazy. And then it's like, you can't take those things back once you put them out there at the end of the day. Like, now Brooke is going to always look at you like, oh, that's how you really feel. She's like, oh, well, I never lost a, like, you're getting all aggressive for what? Just say, I'm sorry. I'm truly, genuinely sorry. She said she didn't know what to say, but I mean, by saying nothing, it was more disrespectful. By, you could have sent a text message, you could have sent a pelican, you could have, you know, sent her a little rose like she said. Like, there's so many things you could have do, put up a Instagram post or comment on her. Like, there's so many different ways, if you're a true friend, that you can make time to tell somebody how you really feel, you know, or just to say my condolences, you know. Like, yeah, it is a touchy thing, and I know, like, a lot of people do have problems with emotions and things like that, but I don't feel like Jackie's that person. And the way that Jackie portrays herself, it's like, you could have done a little bit better. And even when she was talking about it, when they gave her the interview in the back, she still was kind of like being like, oh, well, she could get off this platform if it's not for her. Like, you know, I'm just like, dang. Jennifer, when she had her little segment, she was saying something about, like, nobody will be on it. Like, she was saying that she needs her respect because this chick, Jackie, doesn't respect her. And that's the problem. And she was like, you're not going to be sunning me. I'm like, oh, shit, who you been hanging out with? Talking about you're not going to be sunning me. Where's your new dude from? Is he from New York? But, yeah, she was like, you're not going to be sunning me. I was like, Jennifer, what? Miss Bougie got a little sprinkle of ghetto in there. And she was like, you gonna respect me? And she was like, you know, because nobody would be sitting on this stage if it wasn't for me. And I'm like, is that true? Because I guess they're saying that she started Miami and then LA came after. But I mean, I thought that Shawnee O'Neal was the person that started the whole thing. So I'm assuming, but I could be wrong because I don't know anything about anything. But based on what I see, I would think that none of them would be on a stage if it wasn't for Shawnee O'Neal keeping it going. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like the boss buzz. But I don't know. And like Jennifer, she hasn't even been there for what, 2 seasons or more, and then she just pops back up. Like, girl, at the end of the day, Jackie's been there consistently the longest. So I see where Jackie's coming from. But anyways, so at the end of the reunion, it did end off in a nice note because Duffy did go ahead and say her little piece where she was apologizing once again for the 50 millionth time to Brandy. And I'm just like, yo, I could definitely see this is one of those friendships where she has to give more than she gets back. Like, she's probably the one always trying to kiss Brandy's ass and apologize when, even if she's not the one in the wrong, in order to get back to the good friendship, you know? And I feel like that's never good. That's taxing. That's a lot. Like, you need to get more friends, because if not, you won't always be playing this game. And it's just because you're comfortable with this person, but this person disrespects you over and over and over again. So it's crazy. But then Brandy did go ahead and apologize to her as well, you know, says she's sorry for the part that she played. So I guess they in a better place again, even though they was in a better place, and now we back to the dirty, the sunken place. Now we back to a better place. It's just like a roller coaster with these two. Like, girl, bye. Anyway, that was the reunion, y'all. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next one. Laters.